We're watching the TV.
I can't watch this. You watch this. Greetings, everyone. This is Gerard, editor-in-chief of Filipino Soul Magazine, aka S.G.I.B magazine. It stands for Soldiers Got Intentions. Believe that, and everyone should be soldiering for something: a dream, a goal, an idea, a train of thought, something. And on the PBG's production stand for Photos by Gerard, the best in freelance publicity photography. I'm looking for my glasses. I can't find them. But anyway, I am in Cebu. From Dumaguete. I came here to have an event yesterday with Mr. Bonel. He is the PBA basketball player. We had a terrific time there. It was very, very nice. It was a nice turnout. You know, a lot of the players who from Dynasty, the Dynasty boys they're called, and they have a basketball league with the taxi drivers. I did the program because when I was doing the magazine and I got him on the cover, Mr. Bonel on the cover, it was they said, "Oh, can you bring him?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll bring him." And I guess I put my foot in my mouth because, but it was something that I thought that was in the realm of possibilities to make happen, and I did that. I spoke with him and he agreed to come once the magazine came out to come to one of the games and play basketball with the fellas. So they all had a terrific time. It was very nice for them to come and meet someone who is who's equivalent to Manny Pacquiao, except on the basketball court. So who he is also a good friend of. I didn't get a chance to interview him, which was in the which was in the plan to do a short interview with him about the day. But the day, Murphy's Law, what can go wrong will. So everyone had a good time, and while I'm here, I am handing out the magazines to certain individuals who are in the magazine, as well as meeting some friends who I've seen, some girlfriends who I have here who I wanted to see and say hello to and touch. And a hot mess is one of them. She's buzzing around here somewhere.
Hello.
Hello. Everybody knows Hot Mess from the videos. So how are you doing, Hot Mess?
I'm fine.
Tell everybody what you've been doing.
I'm just doing okay.
No, but what have you been doing since I've seen you?
Secret.
No, secret. So
I just do the monkey business.
Oh, she does monkey business. The girl's learning too much English. So anyway, I came here. I had dinner with Ellen and her daughter Kristen, which was very nice. It's always good seeing. I consider them my family. I do anything for them. And so we had dinner. I'm staying at the Raja Hotel here in Fuente, which is a very affordable, I guess, for my budget, because this is the end of the month. This is the 15th, and it's going to be a rough next 2 weeks. But God will make a way. I have faith in that. So who else did I see? It's been a very, very interesting visit, to say the least. Martha just came by. Martha was one in the articles for Lady Boy. She came by.
No.
She came by and picked up a copy. Matter of fact, she just left. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning here. They say the freaks come out at night. Well, yes, I'm about ready to go out now and probably walk on Mango Street and kind of taking a little nightlife, just to kind of move around. Going back to my budget, it's blown. I'm done. It's blown. If I can get back to Dumaguete, I will be grateful. So, but tomorrow I still have to see. I have one more copy of my magazine left. Who I have that for Tabai Cafe.
It's just my friend.
Who I'm going to give it to. And probably stop over and see the people at Tancor, just to stop in and say hello and see if I can put that touch on somebody. No, I'm only kidding. But anyway, let's see what's next. What's next is that I got to get the magazine, everything of the magazine out from underneath me, so this way everything will be done with the magazine, which includes having another batch of magazines ran off, which I will have done soon. In November, I plan to go to the United States. I'll be there probably the first week, probably
Hi, Ann.
probably the first week of
Hi, Ann.
November. I know Colors from Colors International. Blaze the mic will be there.
Hi, Ann.
You know, she's also a big sponsor of what I do. So on the 17th we have an event there. So this time I'm going to make it. You know, because everything's done. Everything's done. Joy's home holding down the Ponderosa. Her and her daughter Catherine, which is very good. They're taking care of Helen. You know, it's very, very nice to be able to move around freely, knowing that Helen is taken care of by someone who loves her. You know, which is terrific. So big shout out to Joy and Catherine for help taking care of Helen for me. I'll be leaving here tomorrow.
I miss you.
You know, that's she says that to all the boys.
No, only for you.
So she'll you know, I'll be heading out and back to Dumaguete. So other than that, things are moving along kind of good. A lot of stuff is going on around the world, I guess, if you want to say. But you know, I'm gonna stay clear of that because you know it's just a good thing to just do is just stay clear of it. You know, the Philippines is very, very nice. I mean, I can't express how much and how happy I am here in the Philippines. You know. So Joanne's now talking to one of her friends, I guess, on the phone or whatever. But it is a different culture, and it's a culture that I kind of want to get mad at myself for waiting so long to find the Philippines.
Oh, really?
But then the Philippines is I'm happy I did it in the latter part of my life. You know, I figure I deserve it. You know, I've come through the storm. I come through the other side, and I'm still standing, which is a miraculous thing based upon the things that I've been and gone through. You know, I'm working on my book that I try to put in a couple of hours every day, which hasn't worked out like that, but you know, I'm plugging along. My goal is to have that one done by the end of the year, have my book done, and probably go into publication with my book the first of the year. I plan to do that. I also plan to put together a coffee table book. I'm going to do a coffee table book of Filipino girls. You know, because Filipino girls are like no other. You know, it's interesting because you you can. For instance, you can tell a Filipino girl you have nice legs, and they're like, legs, you know. Doesn't everybody have legs? You know, there's nothing like just legs. You know, but coming from a culture where we're so sexually charged, I guess, that we look at body parts, and when you're in a culture where body parts is just that, body parts, it's different. You know, I find myself more often than not looking than looking, you know, just because it's just the right thing to do. I did have a chance to see Diamond. It's always good seeing her. Yeah, Diamond. I saw her. Yeah.
I'm Sapphire.
I saw her.
If she's
you know, she came. It's always good to see her. She came my the first day. I plan to print half pages of the cover of the magazine to hand out for Mr. Bonel Balingit. It's a sign, but there was no electricity here. I mean, the whole area was out of electricity. It's like in Dumaguete where it goes out from from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. It was the same thing here. There was no electricity. So, but here in the hotel, I guess their generator was working. It was nice. I also got a chance to stop by Dynasty and I saw Mom Jen. That's my girl, Jen. I saw 009. Lorette. Who else I seen?
She's a witch.
I saw my girl Edna, crazy about Edna. You know, and Dennis and Mark. So it was a good seeing the staff there. I consider them like my extended family. So whenever I am in Cebu, I'm always going to stop at Dynasty Hotel because, you know, I stayed there 9 months, so I really got to know them all, and kind of adopted them as my family. So it was good seeing them, and of course the Megalito group, you know, who cooks the little kitchenette and stuff outside of the. Oh, they're my glasses. You got my glasses. You know, who cooks the little eatery outside of the hotel. So it was good seeing them too as well. So with that being said, I'll just end this right here. Uh, I enjoyed talking to my brother Kingsley from across the pond. It's always he's heading here. I haven't had a chance to see Greg yet. Greg, who's a brother from the States, who went home for 6 months and now is back. It's amazing that 6 months has passed by that fast, and that's why I'm hoping to see him before I leave too. So that was good. Seeing him. And so, with that being said, let me end it right here. And remember, dreams are nothing more than plans. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, as Ellen would say. And I want to give a special prayer and shout out to Helen's father, who is ill now. So, if you find yourself in need of someone to pray for, say a prayer for him, because he's not doing too well. All my wishes go to the Bayou family, and hoping that everything will be fine. It's tough. When one's time here on this earth is up. And it's not an easy thing to accept. But I've learned a long time ago, you can't get out of life alive. And so sometimes, in order to accept life, you have to accept death. And so it's unfortunate, it's unfortunate, but it is a fact of life. So other than that, let me stop right here and say, remember, dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. I'm living my dream, and I don't know why you can't either. It's so important. I want to tell you, young brothers and people, I'm an ex-felon. I got out of prison in 1999 and have not had a pair of handcuffs on me since. And it's easy to do the right thing, but if you're going to do the wrong thing, be smart about it. I guess it's the best thing to say, because we all can't be perfect, And not having a pair of handcuffs since 1989 on me, that says a lot. This March will be 20 years. So I'm very blessed and very grateful. And I've got my voting rights back, so I'm able to vote too as well. So I encourage you to get your passports, and or at least be able to always be able to get one. And virtually that means to stay out of trouble. I know it's hard when we're in a society that seems to be hell bent on wanting to lock you up. It's interesting. I listened to this guy called Phil on the advisory show, and he pointed out something that made a lot of sense to me. He says, there are the thing that the Black Americans have that is different from other nationalities and other cultures is that if you're Japanese, if you're Chinese, if you're Haitian, if you're Dominican, or if you're from a Latin country, from Mexican, or if you're from Russia, if you're from Ukraine, or if you come from any of those countries, any country in the world, and you're living in the United States, the one thing that the United States has over them is that if they don't like you, they will give you your money and kick you out of the country. And this is the problem that American blacks don't have, because they can't kick us out of the country, because we have no country to go to. So their recourse is to lock us up, kill us. It makes it okay. And it's unfortunate, and the stories are unbelievable of what are going on today. Social media has been able to shine a light on a lot of things that the people people refuse to. Where are my glasses? Let me do this last part of my glasses. No, my glasses. Refuse to. They often thought that when you there was a time, I know for me, to try to point out racism when it was happening directly in front of me or in front of people. And when someone would, if I'm at a counter and the guy, I'm standing there and I'm standing with somebody, I'm standing there first, and they wait on this person, And then it's like, yo, how come you waiting on them? I'm here. Oh no, wait. You see, and then you get upset or you get angry because you see, that's messed up. You see what I'm saying? And a person who you're with probably saying, what are you talking about, Gerard? I mean, didn't you see that? Didn't you see him? Wait on him. And I mean, I'm standing here. I mean, don't you see? Because he hates, like this. And people often like to say, well, it's all in your mind. And they are a lot. Hey, baby. There are a lot of incidences where things like that happen, where you might know what's going on, but the person who's not black is oblivious to the discrimination or the racism that's being shown to you because they're not wired. We are hot wired. We're hot wired to recognize it. We are hot wired, and the world seems to be hot wired, or at least in America, hot wired to do things that are discriminatory toward us. So that's one thing that social media has done, is that social media has brought out the light a lot of the stuff that wouldn't ordinarily be shown, like a guy going into his apartment and this woman, who blocks the door to his apartment building, says, no, you can't come in. Let me see. I don't know you live here or not, like this. And it's like, lady, I live here. Move, get out of my way. And she's like, no. And then she follows him all the way up to his apartment, and he's videotaping this. And where do you live? What room? How come you don't got a car? Blah, 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 blah. And it gives them the... it gives them the freedom to be able to do things like that. And it's unfortunate because it's happening more and more and more. I saw a story where a woman called the police on a 9-year-old who brushed up against her in a store, saying that he had grabbed her. And then she says, I'm a police officer, I know this. And she's calling the cops on this 9-year-old boy. And the 9-year-old boy and his younger sister are crying. They're crying. Why? Because they are petrified of the police. They often know that when the police come or when something happens, that is not very something pleasant, and the fact that it's happening called on them, it's a shame. So social media has allowed the world to look under the dirty skirt of America, as what it has been perpetuating, among black people, and I had said to myself, my New Year's resolution this year was not to put out or send out negative videos or some of the violence of what goes on and what have you, in the world, and not to put it in your life, in your aura, in your being. I would look at it, but I would keep it to myself, and for the most part, I think I've been very true to that, because if you notice this year, you haven't seen a lot of the videos that I normally would have posted last year about some of the craziness of what's going on, So in a sense, I'm glad. I tend to make New Year's resolutions that I can stick to. I remember there was one year where I made a New Year's resolution that I wasn't going to accept any friends on Facebook, and unless I knew you. So for a whole year, I did not accept any new friends on Facebook. And then the following year, I said, okay, I'm going to accept friends on Facebook. When I normally accept a friend on Facebook, if I don't know you, normally I looked at our mutual friends. And oftentimes, if you have more than 10 to 15 mutual friends of mine, so then, I tend to look at you a little bit more closely.
Alam mo, Ma? I never thought na ex na pa si Tadhana.
Sus, may tadhana ka pang nalalaman.
Kala ko sa pelikula lang. Pero ayun, the right guy comes at the right time talaga.
Makalain mo ba naman?
Tadhana!
Simon didn't really like your music
I
choice
tend
last
to,
time. What song did you pick today?
Time of your life.
I tend to be more inclined to accept you as a friend I'm more inclined to accept you as a friend because of our mutual friends acquaintance. So if you have one friend or no friend or something like that, I oftentimes won't accept you. So that's one of the criterias. There was one, girls or something like, my Facebook is for my daughters, number one, so they know what it is that their daughter is, what their father is doing. So at any given time, and for my entertainment friends, people who I've been affiliated with or associated with, or who I've interviewed over the years, and also entertainment in general, because music is stronger than politics. I learned in prison that music was the only thing you can trust, and so it's not trying to lie to you, it's not trying to con you, it's not trying to get over on you, or not trying to have sex with you. You're not trying to have sex with it. You're not trying to borrow anything from you, or you trying to borrow something from it. Music is just genuine. What you're feeling for music is genuine, and how you move. Sure, there's some music that can send you out on a violent tangent, but there's also music that can also, calm the savage beast, as how you say it. So Facebook, my videos and everything of this nature, I always try to keep it positive. That's why when I send my welcome aboard, is that I try to let you know off the top that number one, I will always love you more, which is true. Right now I love you more than you love me, and that's without a fact, because it's what I do, is I love, and I love sincerely, So when I say I love you more, that's exactly what I mean, is that I love you more. So anyway, with that being said, again, let me end this video for the second time and say thank you for being my friend, all of you out there on Facebook. I really appreciate you, because you are, and YouTube, you are who I talk to. I have no problem talking to myself, because I am not only my own best friend, I am my best lover. So, but having you to talk to, it has allowed me to be honest, which is what I try to always do with you. That's why I post my make your mind up fast moments. Like this could be a make your mind up fast moments in my life. See, everybody does something at some time or another, that the reason they do it is because nobody knows. Make your mind up fast because nobody knows. And that's what I mean by make your mind up fast moment. And it comes from that Tupac song called Can You Get Away, where he's talking to a girl who's probably on a stroll or getting abused or something like this, and he's saying, look, can you get away? You see you're being beaten and abused. And that's what I did when I was in New York, when I was moving too fast, is that I would find girls and I would say, look, come on, can you get away? And I would take them to the beach, or I would take them somewhere nice and sit. And although we were moving too fast, moving too fast doesn't mean that you can't, move to do your thing, in an environment that's not so dangerous to yourself, I guess is the best way to say it. So with that being said, let me end this video again. Remember, dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. Never disrespect the elderly, and always pull someone up. And truly, sometimes you maybe don't even see you being. And yes, the best revenge in life is to live good. And I'm living good today. And I hope it makes at least one person out there mad, because I know in their heart of hearts they're saying, why should he be there? He should be dead. Every time I go home, someone says, when did you get out of jail, Gerard? I said, I never was in jail. But I hope it makes some people upset to know that I'm living good today. One friend of mine who I talk to on Facebook, and who I know him. We talk. We talk. Now we talk on the phone, and he says, Gerard, I gotta hand it to you. I gotta hand it to you, man. You know, you did your thing, and which is what life is about. Life is about making the right choices for yourself. You know, God gave us all free will. You know, and that's what separates us from animals, because it gave us free will to make the choices that how we live our lives. I was talking to someone yesterday, and I was telling them, I asked her, I said, if someone was to do something for you right now that would change the conditions of your life, what is it that you would want for them to do? And or what needs to happen? And she was saying, "Oh, I need to smile more. I need to take care of my kids. I need to love more." I said, "No, darling. See, that's abstract. You're thinking abstract. You're thinking about things that you can't touch. You have to think of tangible things. What is it that needs to happen for you to begin to change the conditions of your life?" And that's something that I think each and every one of us need to think about, because if here in the Philippines, they live on. There are a lot of poor people in the Philippines, but you have to have the ambition to not live like this, but to live like this, to go up and want to change the conditions of your life, And so we went back and forth, and then she found out that she had a passport. She was going to go on cruise, to do salons, to do massage, and all this stuff. And I said, "Well, how come you didn't go?" And she said, the reason she didn't go was because she didn't have a state license. I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "So how come you don't have a state license?" She says, "Oh, I need to take this course." I said, "Okay, you see, if you sit down and think about what you actually need that would change the condition of your life, you will see how to make that first step." I said, "Now, see, that's something that if I wanted to help you with, I can do. I can help you find a class, a course. She has to take this one course on the foot so she can be certified." I said, now that's something I like to do. See, the Philippines is a wonderful place if you have it in your heart to help people. I'm not talking about through organizations. I don't like organizations, because organizations, oftentimes when you find out down the road that they the people who run the places, only 10% actually goes to the core, to the cause, and the rest of it goes to either operation expenses. Either goes to operational expenses or what have you, and that's not, that's frustrating. I've seen enough documentaries of when what happens to CEO like Make-A-Wish Foundation and other foundations like that, the Red Cross, the Salvation Army, and Make-A-Wish Foundation, a lot of places where later on they found out something was wrong. But if you like helping people, and if you want to help people on a one-on-one basis, the Philippines is perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect for a philanderer with no money. You know what I'm saying? Because, $10 can make a difference. 500 pesos can make a difference in a family. Not just a person's life, a family's life. 1,000 pesos, which is $20, can make a difference. Not only, for one day, you give someone $20 and in the States, and it's gone before they even get off the block. But here, $20, you're feeding a family, man. You're feeding a family, but not just 1 day, 2 days. But you can give the money. Giving money is not the answer. The money is finding out what it is needs to happen in their life to change the condition that makes them self-sufficient. And that's how I like to think. That's why I'm Prince of the Wannabes, because whatever it is that you want to be and do, I'm going to try to help you. But that's all I've done. Okay, so the best revenge in life is to live good. I'm living good today. I hope you are too. As Ollie Woodson, former lead singer of The Temptations, once sung, if you're lucky enough to have a woman, treat her like a lady. And ladies, if you're lucky enough to have a good man like me, make me feel like a king. Alright, so remember, I'll always love you more. My road dog here, whenever I was in Tancora, she knew I always wake up like 2, 3 in the morning. She always come by and hang out, use my phones like she's doing now, you know, doing her thing and whatever. And I love having her around. She's good company, and I really appreciate her. You know, so with that, I would say again, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. And I love you like a love song, baby. And a very special thanks for you being out there for me to share my thoughts and hopefully pass on a little jewels. Because sometimes we all can use jewels. Like there's no shame in falling. The shame is not getting back up. I'll talk to you later. Peace.